Maboguje, the 23rd president and 3rd female president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Madam President, you are welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Shegun. Good morning, all.
Good morning, ma'am. You're welcome. Next, I would like to welcome the panel discussants of today's event, starting with Honorable Bola Onlawa, Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture. Honorable Commissioner, good to have you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, sirs. Thank you for having me.
Sir. It's a pleasure to have you, sir.
Okay.
Next, it's also my pleasure to welcome Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekunle, Oyo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development. Honorable Commissioner, sir, good to have you as well. I'm sure the Honorable Commissioner is with us. As soon as he comes on, I will notify the House. Thank you very much. Next, I have Dr. Adiola Obedino, Ogun State Commissioner for Agriculture. Honorable Commissioner, you're welcome, sir. Next, it's my pleasure to welcome also to today's event, Honorable Folorunsho Olabode, the Ekiti State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development. Good to have you, sir. Honorable Commissioner. Also, we have Honorable Boyega Adedayo, the State Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security. Honorable Commissioner, you're welcome. I would like to welcome and introduce the following officers of the Chamber: Deputy President Asiwaju Dr. Michael Olaleko, CON, and the co-host of today's event, Chairman LCCI Agriculture Group, African Farmer Mogaji. Good to have you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for having us this morning. Also, Honorary Live Vice President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry here present, all LCCI members here present, Director General of LCCI, Dr. Muda Yusuf, DG, good to have you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning. Other invited guests here present, ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are welcome to this great event. Before we move on with today's program, this is the time for us as a people to take agriculture from being just a way of life to becoming a business and a wealth-creating sector. According to Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank, Africa spends about $35 billion a year on importation of food that it should be producing. This is alarming, and we should find a way to change the trajectory and make Africa and Nigeria in particular be self-sufficient in food production. To this end, LCCI has put together this virtual conference tagged Exploring Agribusiness Opportunities in Southwest Nigeria to jumpstart Nigeria's economy at this critical time that we are in. Please join me at this time to welcome the chairman of LCCI Agri Group, for the welcome address. African Farmer Mogaji, over to you, sir.
The President, the Council members, Commissioners of Agriculture, professionals, and colleagues, and the Agri Group members, guests, and participants. I want to welcome you and thank you for honoring the call to attend this program. I want to ask a question. The food we ate yesterday, or 2-3 days ago, the fufu, the tomatoes, the rice, who produced it? Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba? Who transported it? Muslim or Christian? Most of these things, if my guess is right, we don't really care about it because it's not relevant. Agribusiness is more than food production, as it affects security, it's job creation, it shapes the culture, economic development, and national security and sustainability. Contrary to popular opinion, this event is not about regional food production. It is, however, a trigger to national conversation of finding practical solutions where major stakeholders, government and the private sector, can find mutual areas of collaboration. It's about sustaining the future of this country and also to promote regional strength in collaborating with each other. Also to encourage the 6 geopolitical regions to work together in the country. For 40 to 50 years ago, the Northern Belt was supplying granules to other parts of the country and the world. The Eastern Belt was providing palm oil for the industries both in the country and in Europe. And the Southwest was providing cocoa, cola to the Northern Belt and to the rest of the world. If we trade together, we will prosper together. 5 years from now, with what is happening today, we would have performed an economic miracle if we work together. COVID-19 is a current global challenge. However, according to Napoleon Hill, in his great book, Think and Grow Rich, it says, out of every adversity comes a greater or equal opportunity, provided we can find it. COVID-19 is presenting an opportunity for us to look inwards and once again share. COVID-19 has presented a neutral ground for Nigeria to influence the global agri space again. But this can only be achieved if we work together. I'm looking forward to the outcomes of this program for the region to trigger this conversation and this positioning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, African Farmer Mogaji, the only true African farmer in Nigeria. Good to have you once again. Thank you for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
At this juncture, permit me to invite the chief host of today's event and president of LCCI, in the person of Mrs. Tokima Bogunje, to please give the opening remarks. Madam President, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Segun. Our very distinguished panelists, and I shall refer to them in no particular order. Honorable Bolahon Lawal, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Lagos State. Chief Folorunsho Olabode, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Ekiti State. Mr. Gboyega Adefarati, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Ondo State. Dr. Adiola Odedino, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Ogun State. Honorable Ojemuyiwa Ojekunle, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Oyo State. Honorable Adedayo Adewale, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Osun State. Members of the Executive, and the Council of the LCCI. Africa Farmer Mogaji, Chairman of the LCCI Agricultural and Allied Group. Dr. Muda Yusuf, Director General, LCCI. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to welcome our very distinguished panelists and participants to this very important and valuable webinar aimed at unveiling the viable agribusiness opportunities in the southwestern region of the Federation. Revenue from agriculture used to be the mainstay of the southwest region before the oil boom of the 70s. The same is true of many other parts of the country. Major projects like the Cocoa House were funded from revenue from agriculture. But regrettably, with the advent of oil, the story changed, and this led to the relegation of agriculture in the scheme of things. This webinar comes at a time when there is renewed focus on economic diversification and self-reliance. If COVID-19 has taught us any lessons, it is the reawakening of the critical importance of economic diversification, self-reliance, and backward integration. As a country, we have competitive and comparative advantage in agriculture and agribusiness. This is the sector that can readily be anchored and the key driver of our economic transformation. But we need the right policies, we need the right institutions, we need the right infrastructure to make this happen. The renewed focus on the development of the non-oil economy by the federal government has led to implementation of policies geared towards encouraging farmers and investors in the agribusiness value chain. But the sector is still grappling with numerous productivity challenges. We are yet to harness the enormous opportunities in the agricultural space. Africa is the new investment frontier, and Nigeria is the key to opening the continent. Nigeria is Africa's largest country by market size, and we are gradually getting the attention of international investors to maximize profits from the country's vast natural resources, such as our fertile land and export crops, including sesame seeds, cashew nuts, cocoa beans, groundnuts, rubber, timber, yam, among so many others. We are privileged this morning to have an array of distinguished panelists who are not only knowledgeable on the subject of our discussion, but they are also in a position to influence policies that are necessary to bring about the much desired change in the agricultural sector. This is therefore a valuable platform for the public-private dialogue. I strongly believe that our distinguished panelists will unveil viable and sustainable investment opportunities in the agribusiness value chain in the Southwest region for potential and existing investors aiming to expand their investment scope. Once again, I welcome you all and thank you so much for your attention. I wish us very, very interesting deliberations. Thank you, Sheikh.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that very insightful comment from the President. Please be informed that due to the fact that this event has been oversubscribed, please, in case you have needs to join the program again and you are unable to join due to technical issues, please, you can join the program live on our Facebook page at Lagos Chamber. Please note the Facebook handle of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is at Lagos Chamber. The event is being streamed live as we speak. Thank you very much once again, Madam President. And that's done. It's my pleasure to invite the first panelist of today's conference in the person of Honorable Bola Lawal, Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture, to make his presentation. And the presentation at the first instance is for about 10 minutes. Honorable Commissioner, you have the floor, sir.
Good morning, the President of LCCI. Good morning, my colleagues in the House, the chairperson of the agricultural sector, African farmer himself, African farmer Magaji, the moderator, and other members of this platform, on this platform. I want to first thank the organizers of this event, and to also appreciate the support that the Lagos State government got from everyone in this period of pandemic, in terms of palliatives and in terms of other donations that we collected from everyone in this very critical period of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lagos State government in the last 1 year have done a lot in the agricultural space. I want to architect, may I have the slide, please? Lagos State government in the last 1 year has come up with a lot of initiatives, and in fact, a lot of projects delivered, programs in the agricultural space. But precisely on assumption of office, what we did, that was on the 9th of September 2019, was for us to convey a stakeholders meeting or a summit, whereby we will get the input of all the major stakeholders. 160 participants were present at the summit. And at the end of that summit, we came up with a communique. The communique directed us on how we should deliver or we should intervene in the agricultural space. After that, we also had to do a roundtable meeting for us to even get the roadmap design, because at the summit, we decided to come up with a roadmap, 5-year roadmap, 2020 to 2025. We had the roundtable, and at the end of that roundtable, we concluded on the roadmap. So we have a roadmap. And as part of the roadmap, we have the investment opportunities therein in the agricultural sector in Lagos State. And may I ask the moderator to come up with the slides from the Lagos State Commissioner, please?
Yes,
to share the slides.
Yes, they are on it, sir. Apologies. Sir.
Okay, thank you, African farmer.
Yes, sir.
While that is on, our strategy is based on what we always call 6 Ins. In whatever we want to deliver, we must follow the 6 Ins. The 6 Ins meaning INS, starting with input. If you really want to go into farming, you want to support farmers, you must come up with your input. What form of input support do you want to give to your farmers? After input, that's the first in. The second in is the incentives. You must incentivize the farmers. There is nowhere in this global space that farmers are not being supported with incentives, whether through subsidization of the land clearing or even land, or in form of input, reduction of the input that you want to give them. The other key in is the infrastructure component. Our farmers will need irrigation sources. Farmers will need tractor. Farmers will need farmland. Farmers will need road. They will also need electrification. That is the third in, infrastructure. The fourth in is information. You must always share information with your farmers or people that really want to come into farm, whether existing or intended farmers, or people that really want to go into the value, want to go into business of it, whether through logistics or the processing or whatever value chain they may want to come into. So you must share information. And apart from information, the last one is investment. You must ensure that you let the world know the investment opportunities in your state, in the agricultural sector. So the fifth in is the investment, which is what we are talking about now in agriculture in Lagos State. It is important for us to know that currently Lagos State produces less than 20% of its consumption in terms of food. Precisely when we had the survey 2 years ago, Lagos was doing 18%. That is, Lagos was 18% self-sufficiency in terms of food. But in that, at that stakeholders meeting, we all agreed that we should be able to scale that up. If we can get to 30% in the next 3-4 years, or even 40%, we should be ambitious. Even 40%, we will be doing ourselves good. And 40% will be achieved by focusing on value chains where we have competitive and comparative advantage. What are these value chains? We must first look at poultry. In Lagos, we currently produce 213 metric tons of poultry products in terms of eggs precisely. The demand is 280 tons. So the shortfall for poultry is 66.8 metric tons. So Lagos is very strong in the poultry value chain. The other value chain is fish. Lagos has 22% of its land as water bodies. So Lagos produces 155,262 tons, metric tons of fish. And the demand is 374,000. So our gap is 218,000 metric tons. So that is where we are for poultry. The other value chain that is key to us is the rice value chain. Currently, Lagos in the rice value chain, we are not a producing state precisely. 63,000 metric tons out of over 1 million metric tons that is required in Lagos State. But for us, we have decided to focus on the value chains that we have comparative and competitive and comparative advantages.
Hello, Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Yes,
are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Am I not audible enough? Hello? Can you hear me?
Honorable Bola Onlawa, sir. Are you still there, sir?
I'm with you. I'm still on.
Since we have lost the signal from the Honorable Commissioner.
Some people can still hear me.
Since we have lost the signal from the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Lagos State. If you can hear us, Honorable Commissioner, when you are back, we would like to see your face. The participants are yearning to see you, sir. In case you come back.
Okay, it's okay. Please let him
go.
Here.
Moderator, I'm live. I'm still with everyone.
Oh, great.
Yes, we can see you now, sir.
Okay, good. So, as I was saying, for Lagos, we have decided to open up the investment opportunities in the rice value chains, the poultry value chains, and the fisheries value chain. And aside from the three value chains, we know that Lagos is the commercial hub for the entire West African states, West African countries, major commercial hub for Nigeria. So at the Ministry of Agri, we decided to also establish the agricultural wholesale market, which will cater for whatever that is coming from more than 20 states. So that's the major opportunity, investment opportunities that a lot of us can tap into. Yes, we have the slides now. So for this morning, my focus will be on the investment opportunities in three major components. Starting with, next slide, please. Sharing the information with the introduction, I would not want to go back to that. I've already passed that. The next slide. The next slide speaks to the aquaculture value chain. As I mentioned, 22%. So what do we need in the aquaculture space? What will interest you? Why would you have to come to the aquaculture space? We are battling with fish fingerlings, lines production, fish processing. There is hardly any fish farmer in Lagos that is, where we have one or two that are adding value, but we really need to scale that up. What we currently do is smoking of our catfish. Some people have started doing the filleting, but we still have to do more because of the perishable nature of fish. But the major concern for us is the fish feed component, which I want all the people on this platform to see how and when will be the best time for them to invest. This is the time for you to come and invest in the fish feed value chain, because for us in Lagos, it is not sustainable for our fish farmers to be dependent on imported fish feeds. This is one major area that we strongly believe that if we come in, a lot can be achieved. Currently, we have more people doing the normal aquaculture, but we believe we can go the way of big Asian countries. They make use of the water bodies, existing water bodies, and with the innovation in the mariculture business, that is marine culture or cage culture as we call it. If a lot of people can come into this space, we have large water bodies that a lot of us can come into. Some people are doing shrimp farming currently, but is that enough? We all know that's not enough. Research, training, and consultancy is also open. We really want people to come into that space. So for us in Lagos, we have created a fish farm estate at Keturenyum. We are also in the process of creating another fish estate along the water in the water bodies in the quiet water bodies in Ekpe zone, during Igbola area of Lagos, so that you can come in and do a lot of cage culture. With cage culture, the fish will be almost in their natural habitat, and the productivity will be better when you come into that space. So for the aquaculture value chain, we have more opportunities in this zone. Next slide, please. On our part, I already mentioned this. We have availability of fish farm estates, Ikorodu, Keterenium. Then the technical support by building the capacity of farmers through training. Consistently, we have not stopped training of our farmers and intending farmers. So that is the major area that the Ministry of Agriculture is focusing on.
Honorable Commissioner, please unmute yourself.
I believe with that, we can do so much in terms of capacity building. So our intention is to train 15,000 agripreneurs in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. And we already have facilities for training. Our Agricultural Training Institute, Araga, is a 300 hectares of land, and the Food Production Center, Avia in Badagry, 250 hectares of land with facilities for training and production of food. Those are the two major facilities that we have for training that will train 15,000 agripreneurs. As a matter of fact, we have started, 200 people have been trained. Short of the COVID-19 challenge that we are facing, we will have been wrapping up with the 2,000 people that we plan to train for year 2020. But once we have once we get the clearance of the Ministry of Health, we will be able to continue the training. After training, we empower those that we have trained with land and other input. You know, we have a World Bank supported program on APIS, agro-processing for productivity enhancement, which has the mandate to train and empower or support 10,000 farmers in Lagos State. So if we come into the aquaculture value chain, because there are 3 value chains the World Bank project focuses on: poultry, aquaculture, and rice. So if you come in, you will always get incentives from the government in those 3 value chains. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Now, this is what we have come up with. The design, we have the design of the Lagos Aquaculture Center, LACE. We believe that with this center, a lot will be achieved. We will be producing feed there. With private sector, is a public-private partnership. Feed will be there. Then the filleting and processing of fish. 5,000 farmers will be the producers, as we have captured, and this entity, the center, will attend to 5,000, minimum of 5,000 farmers. So the problem of, we have produced, but there are no off-takers. With this Lagos Aquaculture Center for Excellence, we will be able to reduce those burdens our fish farmers currently face. Next slide, please. That is what we have. We will have booth stock and everything at the center. Next slide, please. This is a typical aquaculture center that we are going to have in Igbola area. Igbola is in Epe local government of Lagos State. Next slide, please. Now, repeatedly, we have told, and a lot of us know, that Lagos is the commercial center. we believe there's a need for us to have a structured wholesale agricultural market in the states. What we currently have, we have three main agricultural markets: My 12, Okeodo, that's in Agege, and Agbalaka in Badagry. But we believe that the new wholesale produce market will be structured in such a way that it will be serving retailers, wholesalers, and also the foreign market, people that want to export their agricultural produce. So with what we intend to do with the agricultural wholesale market is for us to have cold and dry storage facility, the fruit storage, fruit and vegetable distribution center. Abattoir will also be there, meat processing opportunities, the truck park, there will be some logistics, then human and animal clinic, guest house, filling station. We will also have a food hall. So that is what we have for the agricultural wholesale produce market. And the location we are considering is going to be along the Ikorodu axis. So that if you are coming from TBS, just once you up on the BRT bus, you will get to the location without any major hitch. And that is what we are doing. And we are currently working with private sectors, local and foreign investors that are working with us in this time so that we can have a structured market. Considering the fact that COVID-19, we want to enhance social distancing guidelines, that market will be so structured in a way that a lot of jobs will be created, a lot of opportunities will also be created, and we believe with the wholesale agricultural produce market, our farmers will not have a major problem, that's a major challenge that has been with them forever, which is the access to market. This will be a major access to market for our farmer, but it's not only going to take out for Lagos State farmers. How many are we? The market will also take care of over 20 states in Nigeria. Currently, people come to be bringing tomatoes from Kano, Kaduna. You're bringing your maize from Kaduna. So with that market, we'll be able to take care of all the challenges that may arise. And for us in Lagos State, our Southwest brothers are also there. This will give them opportunity to bring in their agricultural produce to the wholesale market, where a lot of opportunities will be provided for our farmers. So we can even tell our farmers, okay, this is the quality of inputs that we are going to let you have, and the product will be like this, or the output is expected to be this way. So at the end of the day, it's going to be a win-win situation for our rural people and also the urban population. So, next slide, please. Here is the prototype of our wholesale produce market. You can see ample space for parking, and we're considering.
Commissioner, sir.
Yes, please.
Commissioner, sir, you have about 3 more minutes to wrap up.
Thank you very much. I'll wrap up. Next slide.
Thank you, sir.
So that's what we believe we should have in Lagos State. Next slide. Next slide. Please take me to the rice mill. Yeah, let people see. Now we know we have 32 metric tons per hour rice mill at Imota, which is currently at 70% completion, with all the warehouses complete, 12 out of the 16 silos completed. The rice mill equipment have been installed. When completed, the mill will be the 50th largest in the world. It will create opportunities, to create jobs for over 300,000, both in the upstream and downstream sector. Even people in the logistics, because they are paddy aggregation, the logistic movement of paddy, a lot of our Southwest states, North Central states, even Northwest states, we already have a relationship with Kebbi, with the Lake Rice initiative. So this infrastructure that government of Lagos has put in place now will be able to create loads of jobs, and freshly made rice will be affordable and accessible to a whole lot of us. It's not only for Lagosians, it will also be serving, it will also be there for the entire Southwest states. Next slide. So this is the area view of the rice mill site. Next slide. That's the warehouse. So to wrap up, as a government, we believe we will only open up, we will incentivize, we will create the enabling environment for private sectors to come and support us. We know government job is to create the enabling environment, and that is what we'll continue to do. We have those institutional support. We have Office of PPP in place. We have our judicial system that is working efficiently well. So we can always, there won't be anything, if any challenge, if you really want to come into the partnership with Lagos State government. And in terms of infrastructural support, Lagos will continue to create the enabling environment in the way of provision of infrastructure. So in Lagos, we are shovel ready, laser focused, and ready and raring to go in the agricultural space. This is the time for you to come and invest in Lagos. This is the time for you to invest in agriculture because it's important. If you invest anywhere in Southwest or North Central, anywhere in Nigeria, Lagos will continue to be the commercial hub. Market space we are going to continue to provide. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Next slide. Thank you very much. Appreciate. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, Honorable Bola Onawa, Lagos State Commissioner for Agriculture. Thank you very much. Because we have spent enough time, we need to move very fast right now. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekunle, the Oyo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, for his presentation. Please, it was because we had a technical itch the other time that we went beyond the time. But now, sir, Honorable Commissioner, we would appreciate if you could just stay within the 10 minutes limit so that we have enough time for panel discussion and question and answer. Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekunle, Oyo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, time for you to have your presentation, sir. Over to you, Honorable Commissioner. Honorable Commissioner, are you there, sir?
Dr. Shegu, maybe he's having a challenge. Maybe we move to the next person.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, African Farmer. Okay, I'm sure we have Dr. Adeola Odedino, the Ogun State Commissioner for Agriculture. We'd like to have yours now. If you are there, Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Yes, I'm there. Good morning.
Okay, Dr. Adeola Odedino is the Ogun State Commissioner for Agriculture. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, good morning, and permit me to stand on the existing protocols. Because I have a limited time, I'll go straight to the point. In Ogun State, this is our key strategy plan for agriculture. So for investors who want to share with us in this, know that all the opportunities center around food security, especially support for rural, for smallholder farmer to contribute their quota to food security, and they don't get cut off from either from national opportunity, international opportunity, donor-funded projects, etc. So we are carrying along the smallholder farmers. And then we want to use agriculture to create jobs for people. We are also interested in nutrition and food safety. We want to promote industrialization. We want to make industrial linkage center point of whatever we do in agriculture. Because if you produce and we can't find your produce in the supermarket on the shelf, then something is wrong. And then we want to promote agricultural hub and also the e-hub. Some of our young people we are bringing into agriculture is either, if we don't do ICT, then don't talk about young people. So we want people to want to go into the exciting area of intensive agriculture, greenhouse technology, soilless culture, some of the things that will excite some young people so that they will be able to at least express themselves in the IT world using agriculture. And I think in Ogun State, our strength lies, the major strength lies that we have 1.2 million hectares of arable land. And 70% of this is waiting to be cultivated. And we also have 65,000 registered primary producers. When His Excellency came in and he rang the bell and said, fine, agriculture is going to be the focus. I'm going to use it to employ youth, industrialization, and we open our portal. Unprecedentedly, 65,000 young people say, fine, we are ready to farm. That's a big opportunity. And we have proximity to Lagos, because Lagos, if you listen to my brother, the Commissioner of Agriculture in Lagos State, he said Lagos is a market. I think if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for him, but it's one of the 5th largest markets in Africa. So as the closest to Lagos, we want to be the first partaker in this Lagos opportunity before we start talking of people from Kebbi, Niger, this and that. We are next to Lagos, so we want to, and our brothers, in fact, we are inseparable. So we are targeting Lagos market. We are targeting the mill, the 33,000 million tons per hour. We're already going for that mill. So you will get our paddy before, and good enough. This is now stay in your state now. Before the trailer from Kebbi moved to Lagos, we're already there with our paddy. And I know that, okay, ladies and gentlemen, investors, agricultural opportunity is based on 3 things. 1, direct investment in agriculture. Yes, and we also have import substitution. We also have export market, etc. When these investors, when they are coming, most of them, they are into processing. They are not bringing their farmers from Italy or Germany or this. When they approach us, they say, fine, we need 130 tons per day, 100 tons. You need intelligent, smart farmers to produce for them. And we have registered people for you so that when you site your industry in Ogun State, you don't have to come with your farmer. People are ready to, and okay, go on, yeah. And on which date? In March this year, His Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State, signed the Freeland Network, Framework for Responsible and Inclusive Land Use Agricultural Investment in Ogun State. It's an executive order already signed, and I'm supposed to take it to the National Assembly so that it becomes law. And we are being supported with World Bank in this, so that if you want to invest in our state, land should not be a problem. We'll give you your land lease within 25 days, and your CFO within 25 days. It's already at the executive order level, because it's important for investors, because the kind of request we get is that I need 50,000 hectares of land, 100,000 land. And before we came in, people have been on land issue in Ogun State for 3 years. They've not gotten it. The governor said, no, land is agriculture. So that is now, a law is the reason now on how to engage the community, so that when they release your land for your primary production, they also know that they will benefit from it. So we are not going to do anchor borrower anything in any community without putting primary producer, young people in that community as frontliner in benefiting because of time. And we have a world-class extension support, so that every opportunity in investment is based on efficiency of primary producers. If you lose that, you lose your investment. And again, too, people, investors, I need to tell you, you care much about investment in machinery. For us professionals, you want to invest in relationship. You have to take charge of the source of your raw material. And this is an example of how we have been able to do it during COVID, so that even if you want to invest now, the governor said every investor should be supported with world-class extension service. And that's one of our strengths. Go on. And our first priority value chain is cassava. Nigeria is the highest producer of cassava in the world, 53 metric tons per annum.
Honorable Commissioner, sir.
Yes. Yes, please. Yes.
Honorable Commissioner, sir, you have about 3 minutes to wrap up, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Cassava, yes, go on. Then poultry, we have 9,000 growers for you. Rice, 4,000 growers. Cotton, fishery, oil palm, cocoa, cattle ranching and fattening and cattle. Go ahead. And the vegetable, we're already working with Lagos on vegetable. You can see myself and my friend there are trying to collaborate on vegetable. Yeah, go on. Then intensive cultivation, service provision of land clearing, specialized crop and life value service, small scale processing equipment. Yeah, go ahead. Then, fine, I want to just tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that our investment, the one that we want to come and do is to come and off-taker and processing. Ogun State, we have the largest aquaculture hub in West Africa. We are looking for off-takers. We have dam, we have everything. There's opportunity in land-based business. There's opportunity in off-taking and processing because we have land and we can take charge of primary production. Thank you very much. I'll be waiting for you if there's need for clarification. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture, Ogun State, Dr. Adiola Odedinode. Next, move to next presentation, which will be done by the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Development in the state, in the person of Honorable Folojo Olabode. Honorable Commissioner, sir, you hear?
Well, let me say this by starting with good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a pleasure to be on this platform. Unfortunately, we've been some kind of that we're trying to put up, but because of certain challenges, I don't want to publicly announce to you that I know the panel, some of you are aware of what really happens to me, so we'll not be able to really put across too much. But let me say by starting to thank this platform for giving us the opportunity to be part of the process. My name is Folorun Shobamidele Olabode, Commissioner for Agri and Rural Development, Ekiti State. At the level of our state, agriculture and rural development is one of the key platforms which the state is rested on. Basically, Ekiti State is an agrarian economy where the bulk of our people are majorly farmers. And the only thing that becomes agriculture in Ekiti State is agriculture. So in terms of land, we have valuable good lands that are available in strategic areas. In the northern part of Ekiti State, that is why we have our grape processing zone, where we have major industries, agro-processing industries that are located. In the southern part of Ekiti State, that is where we have the tree crops. It is known for the old western region came from where we're really going to, and we want investors who can help us to please help us drive this process. And as a state, what is our major concern? What we want to use agriculture as a vehicle to provide food and put food on everybody's table. Two, to use agriculture through living the subsistence farming to mechanize farming, whereby we can use it to create jobs for our teaming youth and non-employed hand. Another to create the market whereby everybody into and develop our state. So presently, as a state, in terms of the road network, you can really thank Ekiti for that. That we have a good road network. Ekiti is a unique state where we have all of us speak the same dialect with the same language, which is Yoruba, and it's a strength on its own. So nearness of community to each other is one of the strengths and advantage of our security that everybody is aware of. Presently, we have a silo in the state that has the capacity to store grains, about 100,000 silo that is located along the Poly Abuad corridor, where we have what we call the knowledge zone in Ekiti State. And there we have the agro cargo airport that we are constructing presently. So with all this advantage, I believe investors can come and tap on what we have. And as a state, land development is a key thing that all of us are aware of. And the government is on top of this. Any investors that come around, I can assure you within the shortest period of time, we are ready to support you, even to offer free land to investors so that they can come and do their business. So the ease of doing business in Ekiti is even easier than any of the said states. Yes, Lagos is the market. Yes, Lagos is the market. But when you talk of the production, Ekiti State is the place where the investors can come and enjoy the goodies and support that the state is ready and willing to offer. And thank God, our governor, Dr. John Kalde-Fahimi, presently is the chairman of the Governors Forum. This has placed him on an available height whereby you can key into a lot of opportunities and openings that his position and can afford investors within the state. Ladies and gentlemen, Ekiti State, like I said, is an agrarian economy. And as a state, we will pride ourselves within, try as much as possible to look at cross of comparative advantage. Basically, we have strength in cocoa, in three crops, cocoa, cashew is one of our strengths. And in the areas of grains, we are talking of corn, we're talking of maize, that is maize and millet, and soya beans. Also, we are talking of, if you talk of tuber, which is cassava also. Presently, we have about three processing plants in the Ekiti State that are into cassava. And we have lands, cultivated lands, roughly about 30,000 acres of land that is available that you can key into. So I believe with the opportunity we offer that are affordable within our state. In terms of the farmers registration, which we have done at the level of the ministry, we have over 40,000 farmers that are readily available in different commodities, whichever you want to really go into. I'm inviting investors to come to Ekiti, the land of honor, where you can be sure that you have support of the government and the people to drive your investment. Doing this, you will never regret. I hope by next week, our presentation in a slide form will be available to the Lagos Chamber of Commerce so that they can place it on their website for other people to really access. But I can assure you, doing business with us will be a thing every one of you will rejoice in. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, for keeping within the time allotted to you. Thank you. We appreciate you, sir. Next, we would like to quickly bring up the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture in Ondo State, Honorable Boyega Adefarati. Honorable Commissioner, sir, are you here with us? You have the floor, sir. Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture in those states, Honorable Boyega Adefarati.
Please unmute your mic, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Labi. Yeah, good morning.
Good. Yes, you are live, sir. The floor is yours. Fire on, sir.
Yeah. My name is Alhaji Kunle Sani. I'm standing in for the Honorable Commissioner. I'm the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ondo State. I have his authority to express apology for his inability to be personally present here with you. and he has asked me to also seek your indulgence because his papers could not be sent in on time, but we will eventually make that available after this meeting. We are Ondo State, and we are also agrarian like our counterpart in Ekiti State. We have major crops by which the state is recognized. We can proudly say that we are the largest producer of cocoa in Nigeria, if not in West Africa. Maybe we have to compete with Sierra Leone or any other country now. But we have substantial production from this area. Ondo State is so situated that we can grow any crop that is available in Nigeria because of the situation of our land area. We have the swamp forest, we have the rainforest belt, we have the savanna, and so on and so forth. So because of that, most of the crops that Nigeria can boast of can be produced in Ondo State. But we are majorly involved in production of cocoa, oil palm, cassava, and recently we are doing very well in rice production. In these areas, our capabilities are vast, but there are so many areas that we really need to involve people, that is private sector participation in better production of agric produce. The major requirement for agricultural development is land. And Ondo State government is well aware of this. Because of this, we have embarked on massive clearing of farmland so that we can make land available to our farmers. As I speak, sir, we are in the process of completing the clearing of over 1,250 hectares of land, and we are hoping to do more so that people will have access to land. The planting season now, we are going to begin to allocate land to our farmers, and the areas of interest will be the production of arable crops, particularly to meet the demand that is likely to rise for food after the COVID restrictions. A lot of activities have been embarked upon by the government. One of the recent activities is that to complement the land clearing issue, the government of Ondo State acquired tractors, which, as I speak, are being distributed to farmers. We have also moved away from the traditional idea of government managing this equipment. These tractors were purchased and distributed to farmers who are allowed to pay the cost of those equipment over time. Then the happy thing about it is that Ondo State government has subsidized those equipment up to about 30%. This is to tell you the interest that the government has in empowering our farmers to ensure that it is the farmers that produce, not government now. The role of government has been limited to empowering the farmers, giving them the enabling environment. Most of them who do not have access to land will be getting land from the bank that we have kept for government, and which government has already cleared. We have a lot of cash crops that we can exploit. One of them is cashew. As I speak to you, sir, we have about 50,000 seedlings of cashew that we'll begin to distribute anytime, any moment from now. They are ready, and now that the lands have been cleared, farmers will get supply from government, also at very subsidized rates. We believe that in Ondo State, a lot of opportunities are there, and people are being invited to come in. So all the states in the Southwest, if you are interested in investing in agriculture in Ondo State, you are invited. There's a structure already known as ONDIPA. That is Ondo State Investment Promotion Agency. In this place, it's a one-stop shop where you get all the information on land, or what the type of crops you can grow anywhere, and they will facilitate your getting registered to do business in Ondo State, whether agricultural or industrial business. Specifically, Ondo State Agribusiness Empowerment Center has also been created to take care of developing businesses in agriculture. And so anybody who is interested will come to that agency and you will be assisted very easily to establish in Ondo State where you want to do anything in agriculture. The same agency, OSAIC, has a crop of young farmers, because our older farmers are growing weary of working in the farm because of the manual nature of their operations, which the government is now seriously addressing. The young farmers, we call them youth on ridges, are provided with land, we provide them with seedlings, we provide them with inputs, and they go into different agricultural value chains, product value chains in agriculture, to ensure that production in the agri sector is sustained and is continuous. Equally, our major strength, which is cocoa, has received a boost very recently, in that a Cocoa Revolution Agency has been created to pay particular attention to cocoa and its value chain. In this area, if you want to invest in cocoa production in Ondo State, this agency is there to give you everything that you may require, be it production, processing, or marketing. You will be assisted, and so these are opportunities that our brothers and sisters across the Southwest and indeed Nigeria, or even the West Africa sub-region, can leverage on to establish businesses in agriculture in the states. We have some facilities that will aid fishery production in Ondo State. For instance, apart from our coastline, which is the longest in Nigeria, about 80 kilometers, where people can do aquaculture, we have inland waters, such bodies such as the Wena Multipurpose Dam, where you can do fishing and fishery production. We have Olua River, Ondo Wena Dam, we have Awara Dam, and we have Oyima Dam. And all of these dams are strategically distributed within the state, where people can have access. Wherever you are coming from, if you are coming from the north, the Awara, the Oyima Dam are in the north. If you are coming to the central, the Olua. If you are going to the south, we have the coastline. We have so many the production of fish in the hinterland. So, sir, we have a lot of opportunity. The airport in Akure is being converted to, is being upgraded into cargo airports. So whatever you produce, shifting them will not be difficult. Besides this, the recent development in Ondo State is that our road infrastructure, there is a massive attention on this. Connecting towns, then the village roads are also being rehabilitated to ensure that farm produce are moved to the center. So if you think of any agribusiness that you want to establish, Ondo State is getting very ready. And we need a lot of intervention and participation from the private sector particularly, and also collaboration. I can also tell you that Ondo State is talking with Lagos State in terms of rice production because of the rice mill that should be established in Lagos. We are in contact with that state to ensure how we can benefit and participate in sustained rice production in the Southwest and for Nigeria. I want to assure everybody that we have so many other things. For instance, the Benin Shagamuru, which makes us very close to Lagos, has been done. And in those areas, the facilities make it very easy for the states to connect. So whatever business in agriculture that Lagos is going to be establishing, we also stand a very good chance of participating. Therefore, the production of the agricultural production, the produce will not go to waste any longer. now that we have easy access to some of the big markets in Nigeria. So I want to welcome everybody, and I will expect that when you ask specific questions, we'll give more information. So I wouldn't take much of our time on this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Permanent Secretary, the representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture in Ondo State. Thank you once again, sir, for the insight. Next, we will come back to the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development in Oyo State. I'm sure now he has joined us. Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekule. Honorable Commissioner, sir. Are you here? Okay, maybe he's still experiencing some technical issues. We'll move to the next panelist. It's no other than the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security in Osun State, Honorable Adewale Adedayo. Honorable Adewale Adedayo.
Good morning.
You have the floor, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Let me stand on the existing protocol. And I just want to move on because of time issues. When we came on board around October last year, we followed what the executive governor said, which was inclusive governance. If you want to do agriculture, you have to talk to the major stakeholders, understand what the problem was. The governor, the executive governor, one of the things, 3 pillars he talked about investing in was mining, agriculture, and tourism. But as we can see with the global COVID-19 pandemic, tourism, I think, is something we will not be really looking into. So let's go straight to agriculture. We had a meeting with the major stakeholders, the cocoa farmers, the Afan group, the pig farmers, and so on and so forth. And we asked for their problems, we understood the problems, and we decided to move on with finding solutions to the problem. So I'm going to be talking about some of the achievements and some of the investment opportunities, solutions to some problems, and a little bit of the way going forward. In Osun State, with a population of about 5 million, 80% are farmers. And out of those 80%, I will tell you about 90% are smallholder farmers, which means what we really need is mainly aggregators that can aggregate the farmers together, which we are working on in the state. We are looking for processors. We are looking for people that offtake whatever they're producing. For cocoa, for example, as of last year, 23,000 metric tons of cocoa was graded in the state. And with my brothers from Ondo State, they will tell you about 69,000 metric tons was graded. So one of the things we wanted to do was to look forward on the way on catching up with Ondo State, because that's a big on the high. And so we started a program where we can replace moribund cocoa plantations and also grow new ones, expansion of cocoa farming, because the major source of income. As of last year alone in Osun State, the produce department made about 170 million from cocoa production. Another thing we did was for the cocoa nursery, we have a collaboration with Crane, and we have nursery beds in which we grow our own cocoa for our farmers in Osun State, whereas other states are selling for about 100 naira per seedling of cocoa. In Osun, we're selling 30 naira per seedling because with the creation of those nurseries, we can actually produce our seed. There's opportunity in cocoa farming in Osun, just like in Ondo and Ekiti. And because Ondo and Ekiti they're doing a lot, I'm telling you that there's capacity in Osun for cocoa investors, because we're looking for people to come and invest in cocoa production. In terms of fish, we have a lot of water bodies, and a law was passed that the river banks across the state was taken over by the government, and we're looking to give this to tomato and vegetable farmers, especially women in agriculture. I'm not sure about how many people are aware of this. We're letting people be aware. If you need land, especially for tomato, for vegetable seedlings, we have them across our riverbanks that we can allocate to, especially young women, young people, and women in agriculture. We also have 3 Fala and Akinyele, which is in Iwo local government. They are available for people who want to go into fish farming. They can rent it. Also, we are starting in association with the Federal Ministry of Commerce and the state government. We are starting a regional fish market that has taken off in the state. It's going to be one of its kind. I was actually there on Thursday to find out what's really going on. And this will be available for the Southwest. So everybody can come and trade in fish in Osun State. And that's in association in Atwa. We're also looking to empower 2,000 farmers through the Anchors Borrowers Program for fish production in the state. Let me run on to OBOPS. OBOPS is our poultry program in the state. From May 2019 to present, about 840,000 birds have been distributed and raised by farmers in Osun State. I think Osun State, as I'm aware, is one of the highest producers of broilers in the Southwest. We've done 4 cycles already in about a year, or a little more than a year. And in this program, there are 98 farmers that are involved in this production. For cotton farming, this year, 611 farmers were empowered in cotton production in the state. In cotton production, a number of youths were also involved in this cotton production, and that's an Anchors Borrowers program with the CBN. For cassava, just like Ogun State and other states, 1,342 farmers were actually engaged through the Anchors Borrowers program. Each producing with the, we're looking at each farmer will actually produce a minimum of about 20 tons of cassava. Minimum of 20 tons. Sorry about that. 20 tons, 1,000. And then we're looking for a further 810 farmers for this year for cassava production alone. For milk and dairy production, Friesland Campina has about 2 collection centers, 1.5 metric tons each. I'm sure they also have something similar in Oyo State. And we open our doors to investors, especially when it comes to dairy production. There's Oloba Ranch, which is situated in Iwo. It has a lot of capacity. We have a couple of investors there at the moment, but with the capacity of what we have on ground, we'll be able to take on a lot of investors. Next to this Oloba farm, there is a federal government milking parlor that was owned by the federal government just next to it. Also, there's an abattoir situated in the same cattle ranch. So I think this is a very good environment for anybody who is actually interested in dairy and beef production. So we're looking for investors for that. In terms of opportunities, just like Ondo, Ekiti, we have opportunities in oil palm production, cocoa production, plantain, cassava, and also broilers. The reason why I'm mentioning these things is that there are particular problems that are peculiar to particular states. And Lagos State has a different problem from what we have in Osun, in Ogun. For example, we're talking about cassava and plantain production. Osun State produces a lot of plantain, a lot of cassava, and what we're looking for is investors that can come and process. The problem with Lagos State is they don't have enough land for production. We have more than enough land, but what we don't have is enough processors. Rather than because we're all going to be working together, but the cost of transportation of moving things to Lagos State, where the market is, can actually be removed. We can have processors, and we also have consumers in our own states. for land developers. Like the last speaker said, one of the major problems is availability of land for farming. So apart from the land river banks that we took for fish production, we are looking at the major roads. I think it's about 100 meters to a kilometer that can be used for road expansion. We're looking to clear them and allocate them to farmers. Also, at the moment, the state government has started creation of, in Ila or Ogun, we've started 3,000 clearance of 3,000 hectares of land that we're going to be allocating for agri production. And also, another thing we're looking at is community farming. I think it's very important. The executive governor gave an order that every local government in the state should produce at least 500 hectares of land. This responsibility has been given to the local government because they are the ones that are around. They are the ones that can identify the true farmers in those local governments. We are not just allocating. Last week, we did a launch of our farming season. Our target is about 5,000 farmers. Like I said, through the EBP, we already did 1,342 farmers. We have a guarantee that we are going to use to empower, and also other inputs that we're going to use to empower, and we're giving it out for free, another 2,000 farmers. In terms of investment, we are, like I said, oil palm, cocoa, we are good to go. We're looking for investors in that. For maize production, we have a high capacity. We're working with Leventis in Leventis Foundation in training our farmers as well as our extension workers. Leventis Foundation has promised us land from their commercial land. We're going to be giving the Leventis Foundation graduates, we're going to be giving them inputs. Leventis is going to provide the land. These farmers will be, the young farmers are going, so it won't be like once they graduate from Leventis Foundation, then we leave them. The government is taking that responsibility of empowering young graduates, and we're going to be giving them inputs. We're going to measure their production from what we have, and we can put that on our website. And finally, what I would say is there's a great opportunity in Osun State for agro-processing, because out of all the states that have spoken, no one can talk about stability of electricity like Osun State. We have about, we have between 14 to 17 hours of constant electricity, an opportunity that investors can look at. And I'll be very happy to take any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Osun State, Honorable Adewale Adedayo. Good to have you, sir. Right about now, I would like to once again invite and welcome Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekunle, the Oyo State Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, for the last presentation. Honorable Commissioner, sir, are you live now? Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Oyo State, Honorable Ojemuyiwa Jacob Ojekunle. Okay, if we can't get him now, I think at this point, I would like to hand over the proceedings to the moderator of the panel discussion. It's no other than the chairman of the Agri Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, in the person of African Farmer Mogaji. African Farmer Mogaji, over to you, sir.
Thank you.
For the panel discussion and Q&A.
Thank you, Dr. Shegun. I want to thank all the honorable commissioners for the time and the investment in preparing this presentation. I still hope that the honorable commissioner from Oyo State will be able to still join us before we wrap up. Yes, so listening to all the presentations by our honorable commissioners, we can find out that there's a common language amongst all the commissioners. And one of the common language is value addition. All the commissioners are talking around value addition, value addition, value addition, which is the value chain that mostly can accommodate many stakeholders and many investors. So I want to encourage participants to look in that value addition space. So we have quite a lot of questions, but I would, we're working together to pick some, and we will commit that all questions will be responded to, and we will provide it maybe via email or on the site, on the website, for people to be able to access. My first question will go to the Honorable Commissioner for Lagos State. Quite a lot of people want to find out how will they be able to get involved in the greenfield operations. What structure is on ground that they can leverage on? Honorable Commissioner, Lagos State, sir.
Thank you very much for that. For the rice paddy supply, we shall be opening it up for people to supply us the rice paddy, and that's one. Then for marketing, we will also be opening that up. We are working with some international consultancy firm, EY. EY is our consultant on that, especially for the rice mill and the. So again, they can always also come to the Ministry of Agriculture. But before, in the next few days, we should be able to open it up and for the rice mill, open it up and let people know how and where they can come in. If not for this situation that we are in, we ought to have done a lot. Now, be that as it may, it will be starting by June. That's for the rice supply paddy and the technical, support. For the Lagos Aquaculture Center, we are also open to private sector to come, and if you really want to come into fish feed, people have started sending in their letters and proposals. So we want everyone to send your letters or your proposal to the Ministry of Agri in the aquaculture value chains. Whatever you think you have the capacity and where we're there to do, we will be open. Because I saw in the question and answer side where people wanted to know how they can become agripreneurs. We do that every other month, but with what is happening now. But very soon, once we get clearance from the NCDC, we would come back to life and let people know how they can apply. But I want to assure all of us, we will be transparent and will also be, accountable to all the people that we serve. So in terms of coming up with ideas, we are open to innovations and different ideas. So, Mr. Mogaji, I think for now, that is what we have in place. Send in your proposals, send in your ideas, and we'll discuss it. And if we need to take it further, we will do that with you.
Thank you. Honorable Commissioner Osun State, you did mention about availability of electricity. And we have about quite a trailer load of questions around what mechanism, what platforms, how do people engage the ministry in accessing locations and the security that you've made available to protect investments, because electricity is crucial for processing. And if that is available, what mechanism do you have for them also?
Thank you very much.
Dayo. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
So apart from the electricity, I will tell you that Osun State is one of the safest states in the Southwest. I know you'll laugh about that. What we have is, we have like an interministerial meeting on agriculture now. So everything is not left for just the Ministry of Agriculture. Agriculture is not just about farming, it's about security, it's about availability of land, it's about rural road development. So on this team, we have commissioners, even finance, commissioner for local government is in this team, security team are all on board when it comes to decision making, when it comes to agriculture. So when it comes to security, we have all the teams on board. When it comes to rural roads, availability of roads to the farm, on that committee, the commissioner for rural development is on that board. So I can assure you, in the state of Osun, we just don't leave agriculture to just the ministry. We have interministerial committee on that as well, that looks at security, land availability, even how we can involve the youth and sports is also involved. How many youths are going to be involved? So like I said earlier, agriculture is not just about it's a business, and every stakeholder is involved in the decision making.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Commissioner Ogun State, Dr. Odedino, sir. We have many people, I think they've looked you up online, and they're asking that you're an expert in cassava and the cassava value chain, rather. How can they plug in this season, 2020? And we have the question coming in from both cooperatives and individuals to say, how can they plug in this 2020 season that it will be sustainable in feeding the factories? Because many of them are saying there are quite a lot of factories in Ogun State that utilize this raw material. How can they plug in so that it won't be theories? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. As you are aware, we are running one of the biggest anchor borrower program in cassava, 27,000 people already. And recently, we linked 3,500 of them just last week with credit, cash, and support. And the figure keep growing. But what I'm saying is that there's opportunity in primary production. First of all, you can come and register, and then and one of the biggest cassava buyers, they are also in Ogun State. And we are looking at their installed capacity or what we can do. What we are doing is the matching production group cluster to industrial requirements. So registration is open if you want to come through us throughout the season. Yeah. So as we are getting people, we are also linking them up with off-takers. And we have a lot of standalone people. Just let us know what you are doing. And then off-taking or linkage, it's not only with the big guys alone. Then we have village level processing. We have processors at all levels, so that in your own area, even if you are producing 1 hectare or 2 hectares, we're also doing linkage with village level community processing groups. And we can also provide alternative, but don't produce if you don't have provision for off-taking, guaranteed price, guaranteed minimum price agreement, unless you are targeting food security and a local market. We also have a lot of support we can give to you if you want to do that. Yeah, because you know Nigeria is the highest producer of cassava in the world, 53 million metric tons. And out of this, 10% of this comes from Ogun State. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Commissioner Ondo State, sir, represented by Alhaji Sani. You spoke extensively around the rivers and the bodies of waters in your state. And a question is here asking around the cargo airports, converting the current airport into a cargo airport. So they're asking, where are you on that project? When is it likely to be completed? And in specific terms, how can people begin to look into the value chain now to be able to plan so that when it's completed, they can leverage?
Thank you very much. The cargo airport is a project by the federal government, but because it is situated in Ondo State, the benefits are likely to come to us first. In anticipation of this development, Ondo State government has constructed a dual carriageway right from the center of Akure to the gate of the airport. So the issue of transportation, lifting of materials and so on is going to be very easy. The road is ready, is already being used. It's commissioned and is being used. So anybody who have difficulty access to that cargo airport. Besides that, in the past of our farm produce go to waste because they cannot be evacuated. And like I told you, one of the major this happened is we didn't have reliable transportation system. Now we have. The cargo airport is being developed. By the time the cargo airport is developed, you find out all the system of transportation where you can evacuate at short notice and quickly. We enhance a system where farm produce can be lifted to any part of the world. If you can discharge cargo at the airport and you can immediately move them out because of good road networks now, then we have a very big opportunity in agribusiness there. Then talking about the waterways, we can access most of these waterways because, again, we have linkage of roads now from city to city, from town to town, even the interland villages where the actual agricultural produce are made, you can get to them. The roads are motorable. And government continues to work on this.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Commissioner Ekiti State, Honorable Folonshaw, I have a question here with someone asking that Ekiti has a unique climate among the southwestern states.
Exactly.
It's more hilly and very cold and very conducive for coffee production, which has a similar temperature or climate with the likes of Taraba. Is your administration open to investors looking in that coffee value chain because of that climate?
Yeah. Well, let me thank you very much, and I want to really do more to do a little expansion on the issue of the cargo airport. I'm not too sure whether the cargo airport is in Akure or in Nado. What we have in Ekiti, and the license given to us by the FCA cargo airport in Ekiti State, and the sort of the airport was done by the Minister of Aviation. And I know definitely, as far as we are going on with the construction of the runways of the airport. And I know for one thing, the cargo airport that is situated in Ekiti is to serve all the south states. And that is why I know Ekiti State is a destination of investment in terms of whatever investors can look into in building around that one. And that's just by way of digression. To the main question, which has to do with the weather of Ekiti State. Ekiti State is favorably disposed towards tree crops. And this I've mentioned earlier that the southern senatorial district of Ekiti State is averse to a lot of tree crop development. For your information, Villam Agriculture, which is an arm of Terra Agric, is already investing in Ekiti State, and they are the one given the concession to manage the silo at Ado Ekiti. For your information, we had a meeting with them last week, Thursday, and the MD CEO of the company has assured us that they are starting a project in the southwest of cultivating about 100,000 hectares of cocoa in the southwest. And basically, Ekiti State will be the hub for this development. So in terms of coffee, as you have said, I did remember when I was small, my maternal grandfather has a coffee plantation in Ayede Ekiti. And I know definitely coffee as a tree crop is one of the things that was being grown in Ekiti before. And coming back to reinvest in this area will not be a regret at all. And I definitely will have the climate change. We have the climate to support investment. Like I've said, we have what it takes to really do the business in Ekiti. And one of our strengths is when you look at the situation, the Ekiti people, the nearness of each community to each other, which makes security less cumbersome. And beyond that, we have a very good road network. We have the best road network in the whole Southwest. This anybody can attest to. So basically, we have the facilities. And in terms of energy, let me say the knowledge zone that is created along the Abua Road, Abua in Ado Ekiti. This is an area where we are having our power concentration that will help us to drive the process of investment and the industry in Ekiti State. So please, my brother, I want to appeal to investors that Ekiti State is the destination of investment, just like anybody talking agriculture to be the main thing for Africa. Because you have the land, we have good climate in Ekiti that can support your investment. You are welcome, and I know for one thing, anybody can really test and can attest to the capacity and the credibility of our governor, who happens to be the chairman of the Governors Forum, to leverage on his position to really expand your business. You are welcome to Ekiti State anytime in the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Well, there is like in Lagos now, and quite a lot of investors are asking the question around vegetables. In about 13 to 15 years, we've been having like scarcity and shortage of vegetables, especially tomatoes, bell peppers, and the hot peppers. And we're just about going into that season again, where the prices would sometimes have 200, 300%. And they're saying every state has large bodies of water to engage in irrigation farming. In the period when the northern farmers cannot produce due to climate challenges, is there a way where the commissioners can look into this such that these vegetables will be available, especially the tomatoes?
Readily available.
Yes. And for the first time in about 13, 15 years, maybe come 2021, we would say that in this region, this is a thing of the past. Sorry?
Yeah, I just want to answer your question. As I said, I thought you are done with your question. Well, in terms of horticulture, vegetables and all stuff, let me say it and let me put it on record that it has at least most dams, one of the biggest dams in the whole Southwest, the Ero Dam. And beyond the Ero Dam, we have Agribusiness Dam in Ekiti State. We have River Ele Dam. So we have pockets of dams that are available that people can really key into. In terms of irrigation, let me say this, that currently we are working with African Development Bank to seek support and funding towards expanding irrigation in Ekiti State. And the river banks that are available within the state are enough. We have enough of land to support horticulture, to support vegetable production. The only challenge I think we have in Ekiti State is just the distance between Ekiti State and Lagos State, which happens to be the hub of the market. But by and large, I believe with the construction of the cargo airport in Ado, And with the railway station that is being extended, rail line that is being extended to Ekiti State, we have the support of the Honorable Minister of Transportation on this, and they're currently working on it. So definitely Ekiti State is just, when you look at the whole Southwest, it seems as if we're in the middle. And we have the capacity, we have what it takes for people to come around and leverage on the facilities and the infrastructures that we have in the state. And this, I believe, will be of immense value and immense support to a lot of people. And for your information, for the construction of the aero dam that is undergoing renovation presently, sir, we are doing the renovation. We are doing the construction of the aero dam, and I can assure you, the expansion that is going on in that place, a lot of aquatic business could be built around it. The horticulture business also could be built around the dams that we have on ground presently that could serve and suit the purpose of investors that are willing to invest in this state. Thank you.
Yes, because of time constraint, that question actually is meant for us as a region. We would like to take some parting, I beg your pardon, comments from the commissioners. What would you want to leave the participants, the investors? What would you like to leave with them as regards some of these beautiful projects that is ongoing and that you're all passionate about?
Yeah, thank you very much. Can I speak?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I think, fine, thank you. First of all, thank you for organizing this very beautiful discussion forum. We're happy that we are here. And we're also happy that we'll be able to answer a lot of questions. But the take home from me as the Commissioner for Agriculture in Ogun State is that fine, the focus is on agriculture now, either we like it or not. Agriculture is the main business, and the issue of border closure, investment in agriculture, export promotion, fear of hunger, unemployment. Yeah, these are the things we must leverage on and provide solution to. And we must be able to use agriculture to provide jobs for our people and to promote industrialization and investment. So from the angle of intervention from our own state, and this state too, we are also strengthening the rural community so that people are being sacked from work from Corona. And in agriculture, we must not turn back anybody. It's the last resort. Even when people are lazy, they tell them, can't you go and farm? Even if you steal, they will tell you, instead of going to farm. So the pressure is on agriculture. So, and we are ready to absorb it. Either it's industry, either it's job, either it's valuation opportunity. So you're welcome to our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Honorable Commissioner, Ondo State, represented by Alhaji Sani.
Thank you very much, sir. I want to assure everybody, the panel and everybody having opportunity to watch this or participate in this meeting, that Ondo State, we believe that our core competencies can only be demonstrated to the world by the actions that we take. And for this reason, the government has been working assiduously to ensure that what we talk about, what we preach, we try to do. As I speak to you, the value chain processes in Ondo State is increasing by the day. And we have investors who are already working with us and who are making a headway. For instance, at Ore, there is an industrial estate where you have textile production, and the production is on. In fact, there is a vehicle assembly plant there already. So people are coming in. So for those who are interested in coming to benefit from this kind of opportunities, Ondo State is ready to work with them. And like I said, there are structures on ground to assist people to settle down quickly. Odiba and Osaik, the cocoa revolution, to people can benefit. And we want to also go into production of chocolate from our cocoa seeds. An investor is already there. Spangola is already working on that. So the opportunity to invest is rising in Ondo State, and I want to invite everybody to come on board. So I want to thank you, sir, for this program. It has given us opportunity to give some of the things that we have, and we hope that people will come and benefit. People can come to the Ministry of Agriculture anytime for information. Ministry of Agriculture, Alagbaka, Ondo State. Alagbaka, Akure, Ondo State. Let them just come. The office of the commissioner is open.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Can we have Honorable Commissioner of Osun State?
Thank you very much, sir. I think my message is similar to, the take-home message similar to what I said. Agriculture should be looked at holistically. It's bigger than just one ministry. I also think agricultural development and development of Southwest is bigger than one state. There's a Yoruba saying that Toba Konju Abamu. And I think all the commissioners have to wake up how we work together, how we support each state to actually empower the youth in Southwest. Is, like I said, is bigger than any state. We should be looking for Lagos State as the commerce region. Osun State, we are known for plantain, cocoa with Ekiti, oil palm, cashew. And we should sit down and how we can work together. I think the results will be bigger. The gain from agriculture will be bigger when we all work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Honorable Commissioner, Ekiti State, Honorable Folonsho. Honorable Folonsho.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, sir.
Yeah, I want to sincerely appreciate you for this opportunity. Like I said, I saw somebody asking question about livestock. Let me chip in this one to say that I want to use this opportunity to join investors like Probasido, who has taken over the dairy farm in Ekiti State, that the value chain along the livestock is so wide and is so extensive. There's always this question I used to ask: does it mean only one region should be particular about production of dairy products? No, it's every region that has the capacity, and I believe SWACO. I know you've heard of SWACO, Southwest Agri Company, that is being initiated. My governor is the pro tem chairman as we speak. They can help us kickstart the process of having an holistic agro policy within the Southwest region that could let us look at our strengths and area of production where people have this strength, so that once we are able to identify all these strengths, then let us see how we can develop according to. Lagos is center of commerce for trade. When you talk about the market, Lagos is there. But for production, let us see how we can develop other states so that they can produce for the Lagos market. To me, Lagos State should just see how best, rather than investing in Kebbi, you can come and invest your money in Ekiti. We have the land. You can support us also, because we'll be of more value to you than Kebbi, where you are having your rice paddy. Rice paddy Ekiti, for one, we have Ibima rice. It's a popular delicacy in Ekiti State, and it's even popular within the Yoruba land. So please, if you come around and support us, especially in the areas of land clearing, because land development is so key to agricultural development. And these are the areas that some of us are not really talking about, which I believe investors can really come into, because land development is so huge. Agriculture is practiced on land. If agriculture is practiced on land, there's a need for investors to come into land development to support state. And I wish people could come to Ekiti and support us in this area. Though we have the strength, we have the capacity. Ekiti are a greater economy, and I believe coming in, you will enjoy yourself and you enjoy your state. We have pounded that everybody can eat with our bush.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Can we have the Honorable Commissioner, Lagos State? Is it still available? Because I think there's a technical itch somewhere with. Okay. Well, I want to thank on behalf of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, all the commissioners for making our time. It's unprecedented that you will put one phone call through to a commissioner and they would instantly oblige. So on behalf of Agri Group, we're saying thank you for your time. I can see Madam President. Madam President, Ma.
Hi, African farmer.
Yes, ma'am. Please, do you have a word to say to them? Because they actually came to see you too, ma'am.
Okay. I want to specially thank all of the commissioners of the Southwest region for making time out of your extremely busy schedules to address us today. There are three big things stood out for me. One, the absolute need for a holistic Southwest agricultural policy that will drive the growth and development of agriculture in the Southwest. Two, the absolute need for an agro-processing policy. We need to be working towards processing of our primary products. We need to be working towards value addition. So value addition also came out to me as a really big thing. The third thing that came out to me as well was that if we're looking holistically, if we have a regional outlook as opposed to a state outlook, if we have a regional outlook to agri, let's our governors and our commissioners for agriculture look at each of the local governments, see how we can establish small to medium-sized industry that take comparative advantage of the products that they produce and begin to drive that industrial development throughout the region. I think those are the three really, really important things that stood out to me. Once again, thank you very much. I see that we're totally oversubscribed. So I say to the over 500 people here on Zoom, thank you all for making time for this program. Many of you are from outside Nigeria. There were chats from everywhere. And for those of you on Facebook Live, we thank you as well. We are really hoping that a good percentage of you begin to consider doing some investment. If you're a Nigerian living in Nigeria, domestic investment. If you're a Nigerian living abroad or a foreigner living abroad, looking at Nigeria, we do need that foreign direct investment. Agriculture in Nigeria is a huge opportunity waiting to be tapped. And please think value addition, value addition, value addition. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam President. To all the honorable commissioners, the president of the Chamber of Commerce is a renowned expert on SMEs. So the Chamber is favorably disposed to engaging with all the states to making the region a better place. I can see my DG also.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and thank you very much, Madam President. I also like to join the chairman and the president in appreciating the honorable commissioners and all our very distinguished participants. I've seen that requests have been made about the slides, the presentation that have been made.
Oh.
And I also look forward to the presentation of the other commissioners that were not able to make their presentation available right away. As soon as we get them, we make them available because we know that information is key to taking this forward. We don't want this to just end up another talking or talk shop. We want to see that.
Thank you, sir. As an advocacy platform for the private sector, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, we want to tell all the participants they can join the chamber. There are many different groups in which you can belong to that would help your businesses. And this will not be any usual Zoom or webinar. We will be aggregating and engaging the states, and we will be presenting in subsequent months the investments that has been able to get in channeled towards each state. I would call Dr. Shegun to wrap this up. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Dr. Shegun, you're muted.
Thank you very much, African Farmer Mogaji, the co-host of today's event. And on behalf of the President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Chairman of the Agri Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Director General, Dr. Muda Yusuf, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, over 5,500 participants on this program. We want to appreciate all of you, and we say thank you. It has been a wonderful experience having you on this platform. Thank you, and bye-bye to all of you.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Commissioners.